New at 6, we're hearing more concerns about violence on RTC buses and RTC's response.
This with another act of violence happening this week. Shots fired on an RTC bus and one person was hit.
Fox 5's Joe Vigil is here with what RTC is saying, as well as the bus driver and what he has to say.
Yeah, one RTC driver told me his message today is all about safety. RTC bus driver Chase Pruitt told me this afternoon many drivers are concerned about this week's shooting and that the suspect has not been caught. He is worried the shooter might return to buses. He also told me there are now incidents every day on buses, and drivers are doing a lot of de-escalation with riders to try and keep things calm. Now, he thinks the demand for service has grown and has this suggestion about one possible solution to violence on buses.
Pull up at a bus stop and sometimes you have 10, 15 people waiting. So more drivers and more buses would eliminate all of the congestion that we're now seeing on the buses because the city has grown so much. You know, we're getting a lot of people on the bus and that's causing more incidents.
RTC did respond to several of my questions, including does RTC have plans to add buses and drivers? Here's what the RTC Deputy CEO said. We know that demand for public transit continues to outpace funding, and any future growth or expansion of our public transportation system, including vehicles and drivers, is based on available funding. Now, Pruitt also said another driver is suggesting giving arrest powers to security guards on the buses. The RTC told me that it is prohibited by statute from having transit police, but does partner with local law enforcement to address violent incidents. It also said RTC is piloting a panic button that would immediately communicate with dispatch, security, and police all at once in case of an emergency. Now back to you.